Hi guys! In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create an abstract painting that blends perfectly with your home. Before we start, take a moment to look around your room and pick 5 colors that are dominant in your interior. Include at least 2 lighter shades for your background, like white or gray. If you need inspiration, here are some color palette examples, or you can use the colors I've chosen. Let's start by gathering the tools we'll need. First up, I have a painting knife. This will do most of the work for us today. I also have some painting brushes, but those are mainly for finishing the edges of canvas and applying gold flakes. Colors I'm gonna use today are beige tone, dark orange, almost like pumpkin shade, white, olive green. I don't have olive green, so I will be mixing my green I have with the browns. I also have black color for my edges of the canvas and gold flakes. So let's get started. First, we need to establish the composition. I'm using the rule of thirds, which means dividing the canvas into 9 equal sections using 2 horizontal and 2 vertical lines. This grid helps guide the placement of elements to make the painting balanced and visually appealing. Next, I'm starting with the beige and white colors. I apply them in opposite corners, placing random stripes of beige and then white in the bottom corner as well as top corner. After that, I'll start blending them using my painting knife. It's important to only move the knife up and down to maintain consistency in texture. Keep your movement loose and natural. Just keep swiping upwards and downwards until the color blends to your liking. Let your intuition guide you and don't overthink it. If you feel like you need to add more color along the way, just add it. If you feel like a spot could use more brightness or darkness, go ahead and play with it. Don't be afraid to stretch the color out further. It will balance nicely later on with the other colors. Just remember to focus on these 2 corners. Don't fill the entire canvas. After finishing the first layer with beige and white, The next color I'm using is pumpkin orange, and I'll be pairing it with some brown. I will apply these in the bottom corner the same way I did with the beige and white, adding them in stripes. Since I don't have much brown paint, I will work with what I have. For the pumpkin orange, I want to add more interest by creating a triangular composition. I'll add some to the left middle and upper middle areas of my canvas, forming a triangle shape to help distribute the color throughout the painting. Once the color are applied, I'll blend them with my painting knife. I don't clean the knife, I'm keeping it dirty intentionally because it will blend some of the previous beige and white as well. Here I want to experiment a bit more by adding a different texture to the orange paint. Instead of just swiping it, I'm going to tap on the paint with my knife. This tapping motion will create a unique texture, adding some variety to overall look. I feel like I want to adjust this spot with adding some lights and darks as well. Next, we're moving to this section where I will add my greens. Since I don't have olive green in a tube, I mixed green I have with some brown to create a nice earthy shade. I'm applying it directly with my knife, but if you have your color in a tube, it makes applying much more easier. I also want to mix some darker shades like brown into this green, as well as blend it with a little bit of beige and white from earlier. This way the color will blend nicely together and it won't end up looking like flat single colored section. Now, let's keep in mind our rule of thirds. I'm going to add some green in the opposite corner, but just a small amount. Then, I'll add a few touches of green randomly across the canvas. Nothing too heavy, just enough to create some balance. This time, I'm cleaning my knife after every stroke. We don't want this green smudged all over. I'm happy with how the colors look now, so I'm ready to add some golden flakes. I want to do this while the paint is still wet, so the flakes will stick well. I'll start by applying them with my fingers, and then I use a brush to gently tap them into place. It's important to know that the gold flakes should only be applied where the greens are. Again, remembering the rule of thirds. Next, I'm going to dry the painting using a hairdryer. I don't want to wait for it to dry on its own, so the hairdryer will help speed up the process. Once the paint is completely dry, it's time to paint the edges. As I mentioned before, I prefer painting my edges black, but feel free to use any color what's already on your canvas. You could even use multiple colors if you like. After painting the edges, we'll need to let them dry as well. Now that the paint is completely dry, we need to remove any loose gold flakes that didn't stick. Just take a brush and gently swipe them off the canvas. And that's our finished piece. You can place it anywhere in the room, gift it to someone, or whatever feels right. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.